Hello and welcome to Relatable Code. In this video, we're going to talk about chains and guidelines and constraint layouts. So let's get started. So let me first show you why we need chains and how to use them. Okay. Let's say I have a set of buttons for my page. Let's drag and drop several buttons from our palette at the left, just like that. And let's say for any reason we want these buttons to be align together, okay? And the way that we can do that to align them vertically is by using a chain. Let's see how we can do that. So we can first select all of these buttons like that, and at the top right here, you have Align, okay? So click on Align and click on Horizontally in Parent, okay? After that, as you can see, they will all occupy the same line vertically, okay? And if you come and click on right click for any of these buttons like that, you can go down to chains right here and click on create vertical chain. Let's click on that. And as you can see now, these buttons are now properly aligned vertically, okay? And what I mean by that is the distance between each one of these buttons and the other is equal. So the distance between this button and this one is equal to the same distance between the second and third button and these two buttons as well. Okay. And if you notice as well, the distance between the top button and the top of the screen is equal to the distance between the lowest button and the bottom of the screen. So you really have a lot of consistency like that when you use chains with constraint layouts. And this is not the only type of chain that you can create. You can also create horizontal chains. Let's see how we can do those. So let's delete these buttons like that. And let's drag and drop 3 buttons like that. Okay. Now we have to align them vertically first. So we select all of them and we click on Align. You can click on vertically or vertically in parent. Okay. If you click on vertically in parent, as you can see, they will be aligned just like that. Okay. And if you click on any one of these buttons with a right click and chains, create horizontal chain, as you can see, you have the same effect. Okay. You have equal distances between these buttons, and you have the distance between the start and the first button equal to the distance between the third button and the end of the screen. Okay? So, what about baselines with constraint layouts? Let's delete these buttons. Let's create 2 buttons here, just like that. Let's have one button larger than the other. You can enlarge it like that. I think that's more than enough. And let's try to create a baseline between these buttons so that you can see how it works. You basically right click on any one of these buttons. You click on show baseline like that. And this is the center of this button, the baseline of that button. Okay. You can drag this baseline like that into another baseline for another view. It doesn't have to be a button, it just has to be any view in your XML layout. Okay, if I release that, as you can see, these 2 buttons now have been aligned with their centers. Okay, so the center of this button is at the same level of the center of that button. Okay, and that's something that we will use often with XML layouts. Okay, and last but not least, we have guidelines. Let's delete these buttons. From there, let's just create one single button for now. And let's right click on the screen like that and go to add helpers and add a vertical guideline. Click on that. And as you can see right there, you have a line in your XML layout. Okay. Guidelines are usually used to constrain some views in your layout to a certain percentage of your screen. That's the most common use case for these guidelines. Okay, so I can drag this guideline from left to right however I please. And as you can see, by default, it's constrained in dp. Okay, this is basically saying that this guideline or this line in my XML layout is 230 dp away from the left of my screen. Okay, if I click on the arrow right here at the bottom, you can see how much it's constrained from the right of my screen or the end of my screen. And if I click on it again, you will now see a percentage. Okay, and this percentage indicates that this vertical guideline is currently positioned at 55% of my screen. Okay, so now I can use that percentage. Let's make it 50%. That would be better. Now we can constrain this button to 50% of our screen. Okay, let's drag the left constraint to the left of our screen and the right constraint to our guideline, just like that. Let's go now to the attributes of that button. You can check the attributes right here. Click on that, and let's go to layout width and write 0 dp. Click on enter, and now as you can see, you have a button that fills up exactly 50% of your screen. Okay, that's with respect to vertical guidelines. You can also have horizontal guidelines. The same way, you can right click, go to add helpers, and go to horizontal guideline over there. Now you have a horizontal guideline. Click on that arrow, click on it again, and now you have a horizontal guideline to 50% of the screen. But as you can see, this is a horizontal guideline. Okay, and that's a vertical guideline. I can position my button with respect to both. Let's see how we can do that. Drag the top constraint of that button to the top of your screen and drag the bottom constraint to that 50% guideline. It didn't work. Let's drag it again. There you go. And now you can go to layout height and select or enter 0 dp. Now you have a button that takes 50% of the width of the screen and 50% of the height of your screen. Okay? If you find my content to be relatable, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for future content, and I'll see you in the next video.